friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I am sharing my Snowflakes and Second Chances Readathon recap, focusing on the books I've read since my mid-month check-in went up on January 11th. We're still a few days away from the official end of the readathon on January 31st, but I wanted to sit down and talk about what I've been reading over the second half of the month, how the prompts ended up shaping out for me, and just reflect a little on my January reading so far. Month check-in, I actually got quite a bit of reading done, even if not everything ended up fitting neatly into a prompt, which I'm totally okay with. I finished A Merry Little Meet Cute, which covered prompts 1 and 2 for the readathon. This one was such a fun, cozy winter romance and honestly felt perfect for January reading. Very festive, very cute, and exactly the kind of book I want to curl up with. I also officially finished prompt 5, so finally read it, with The Mating Game by Lana Ferguson. I talked about this one earlier in the month, and I still loved it just as much by the end. Fun banter, swoony moments, and such an easy, comforting read. I did attempt Always in December for prompt 3 and Wreck My Plans for prompt 4, but neither really worked out for me this month, so instead of forcing it, I set them aside. And honestly, I'm really proud of myself for doing that. I finished 3 prompts, enjoyed what I read, and that matters way more than checking off every box. Outside of the readathon prompts, I've been doing a lot of mood reading since mid-January. And honestly, this has been my favorite part of the month. So since January 11th, I've read Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher. I read Swipe Right for Monsters and Download for Demons. I also read A Pack of Honey, A Pack of Pumpkins, A Pack of Mistletoe, and A Pack of Christmas Cheer. I've also been leaning into rereads this half of the month, which have felt especially comforting. So I reread Lola and the Millionaires, Part 1 and Part 2. I also reread Not What I Wanted for Christmas and In Stockings. And then I picked up Falling for the Highlander. And I'm currently rereading Surrender to the Highlander, which I always enjoy returning to. There's just something about revisiting books I already love in January. They feel familiar, cozy, and I always notice little details I didn't catch the first time around. None of these necessarily fit neatly into readathon prompts, but they fit my mood perfectly. Cozy romances, fun paranormal reads, and familiar favorites. January has really been about reading what feels right and enjoying the process. Just a reminder that Snowflakes and Second Chances Readathon officially wraps up on January 31st. There's still time to finish a book, start something new, or even just enjoy a few cozy chapters before the month ends. And if you want to see how my final week of reading goes, I'll have a final little wrap up over on Instagram on the last day. So that's my Snowflakes and Second Chances Readathon recap, focusing on everything I've read since my mid-month check-in. Celebrating the books I loved and letting go of the ones that just weren't right at this time. I'd love to hear how your January reading is going, or if any of these books are on your TBR. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, stay cozy and keep reading.